If you've been paying attention to the news lately, you've been hearing just how hard it is to qualify for a loan. Well, that's not exactly true, but the process has gotten a lot more demanding over the last 6 months or so. Here's what you can do to make that process as low stress as possible. Now, most of what I'm going to tell you is common sense, but I'm going to save the best and biggest item for last. First of all, don't quit your job, change your hours, or retire before closing your loan. Now, this may seem in the well, duh category, but you'd be amazed at how often people decide to stop working or go part-time right before their transaction is completed. In the very last phase of the loan, the lender calls the employer for a verbal verification of employment. So if you've just gone to part-time or taken a leave of absence at the last minute, you won't get your loan. Second, you shouldn't apply for any new credit until your loan has funded. You have to make sure that your financial condition, that's the information on your loan application, stays pretty much the same from the time you apply to the time you close escrow. Even though you may have a very high credit score and earn plenty of money, the lender is relying on that snapshot of your finances to approve your loan. If it changes in any significant way, they'll have to look at you all over again. Don't let anyone else run your credit until your loan closes. Every single inquiry that shows up on your credit report has to be explained in writing. If you've co-signed on a loan for someone, that loan is going to show up on your credit report. The loan payment won't count against you, but you will have to prove that they are making the payments instead of you. To do this, you'll have to produce 12 months canceled checks from that person. If you are divorced and your ex got the house, the loan will still show up on your credit report even though he or she makes the payment. You're going to have to prove that the payment is being made by someone other than you. Cancel checks again. Now, here's the big one that I promised you. This last thing causes more gray hair and frustration than all the other parts combined. This has to do with the source of funds to close escrow. The lender wants to see 2 months bank statements from all the accounts you're showing on your application. But they also want to know where your money is coming from. If your paycheck is direct deposited, that'll show the source, so no problem there. But if there are any unidentified deposits, you're going to have to provide documentation of where that money came from. Let's say you had a garage sale and deposited the $500 cash you collected. You're going to have to explain it. If you transferred $1,000 from your savings account, we're going to need 2 months worth of statements from that account as well. If you're one of those people who keeps a lot of cash on hand, be aware that this money is essentially invisible for loan qualifying purposes. If you do have a large sum of cash and you plan to get a mortgage soon, your best bet is to get that money in the bank now so 2 months worth of statements won't show a deposit you'll have to explain and document later. You should avoid opening new accounts and transferring money back and forth late in the game because you're going to have to provide a paper trail of all that activity. That will drive you and us nuts. Now, this may all seem picky, but it all comes down to the golden rule. The one who has the gold makes the rules. What I'm telling you is going to apply regardless of who the lender is, by the way. I hope all this was helpful for you. Remember, we are never too busy to answer your questions. All our contact information is right here, and if you'd like to start an application now, just drop us a line or give us a call. I'm Joe Parsons, and on behalf of all of us here at PFS Funding, we are looking forward to working with you. Bye for now.